50 years. He lives in Maitland with his very Mexican wife, Valerie, and their teenage kids, Sean, what's happening? And Marie. Taking a break from humorous speaking, today he brings you a more somber theme to discuss with his speech titled, Spoiler Alert, We're All Gonna Die. Please help me with a warm welcome to Toastmasters, Chip Field.
Chip.
Relax. That title's not a threat. It's just a simple statement of fact that no one likes to consider. Yet everyone must, sooner or later, agree with it. When people offer you the rhetorical, "How are you?" my favorite response is, "Happy to be alive." And then they always come back with, "Why? Did you have a close call?" And I say, "No, but I'm hedging my bets. So when it is my last day, at least I know I was in a good mood." This Toastmaster, members of the head table, fellow members, and any guests. When I go home at night, I see dead people. Allow me to explain. My wife, Valeria, is very Mexican. Mexicans have this thing where they take pictures of their beloved that have passed on, and they put it in a central place so you can see it. Ours is on a table when you walk in at night or the end of the day, every day. Her extended family that have all passed on there, several generations. My family, my grandparents, my mother, my father, my sister. As a matter of fact, everybody in my genetic line is there. If you've seen the movie Coco, you might understand what I'm talking about. So as newlyweds, I thought I needed to put my foot down. And I said, "Hey, nobody's coming into my house and seeing a bunch of dead people as soon as they walk in the door." My wife just cleaned off a little space on the table and handed me a picture frame with no picture in it. I got the hint, and we haven't discussed it for about 25 years. There's two very notable motives for these pictures. The thought which has grown on me over time. First, it prevents the fog of time from dissipating those souls from your memory any sooner than they have to. Second, it reminds you that everyone, including you, literally has a place at the table. That is and always will be an absolute. When is and always will be an absolute unknown. With that in mind, it's my hopeful entreaty that you treat each and every interaction with the people you care about with the same intensity as you would if you feared it might be your last. Perhaps more pertinent examples can be found right here at Winter Park Toastmasters. Many members of this club have moved on to the big podium in the sky. People that some Toastmasters here knew exceedingly well. John Nuccitelli, the eternal Sergeant of Arms, who faithfully counted our votes without missing a day for over a decade. John used to tell me when I almost won. A little known secret is the reason John always kept that job is because he was petrified of speaking. And he knew as long as he was doing that role, he wouldn't have to speak. Over time, he came out of his shell. I was lucky enough to be at his icebreaker. And he went on to be a great speaker. And then there's Carl. Who could forget Carl Ryder, whose unquenchable thirst to wedge a heavily recycled pun into any speech is what drove Winter Park Toastmasters to honor his name with the Carl Ryder Fun Award. Right here. I live in Maitland. And the fastest way to the mall goes right by Carl's house. Back in the day, you used to drive by and you could see in the window piles of those plastic gold trophies gathering dust. He used to have a yearly party, and it was the place to be, and you'd go there and see all your friends hang out, and it was cool. He had this place, it's on the lake, it was awesome, right in town. Honestly, I dreamed of one day, when would I be able to have that cool place on the lake in town? I've got it now. I live there, and I have in Park Carlton Bank. What I wouldn't give for one more conversation with either one of those five gentlemen. So why's Chip singing, "Bring Out Your Dead"? My point is not only your time, but the time you have with everyone around you is in fact limited. The worst part is, you don't know how much time you or they have left. So I'm telling you to hedge your bets. March forward into that unknown expanse of time and suck your emotional bank account dry to spend on others daily until you die. Earlier in life, I too might have scoffed, arguing that one should be focused on the living. See one's own mortality as something too far off to as much as consider, much less purposefully conjure up. I'm willing to bet some of you in this room are still like that. Considering Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of death, let's leapfrog right on past denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and skip straight to acceptance. It's going down, people. If you knew you had a year, a month, a week, or just a few days left to live, what would you do? And more importantly, with whom would you spend it? So what to do with this morbid realization? Should you sit in a corner and hug your knees and weep for the inequity of it all? No. Ho, 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 ho. It's time to get your best Christmas Day Ebenezer Scrooge on and act like a person who knows they're dying. I offer you the following homework. Grab a piece of paper and write these 10 words. If I had a week to live, then I would. Make sure one of those 5 has something to do with a person. And then do that person thing. Go to them. It's Friday morning. You've got 7 days to do or say to that person what you have on your mind. Listen, you're going to die. That's an inescapable fact that no one in human history has ever gotten beyond. I implore you, you don't know when your time is. Don't wait for it.